Ever wonder how AI actually learns? Like, really learns.
It's incredible.
It is. So today we're diving deep, no life vests needed, into transformers.
Not Optimus Prime and the gang, though.
Right, the AI kind. And our trusty guide is Chapter 10 of Deep Learning with PyTorch, Step by Step.
This book is amazing. Really gets into how to build these models.
Totally. It's like getting a peek under the hood of the future.
Exactly.
So Chapter 10 starts off, and I love this, with a simple challenge. Teaching a machine to understand sequences. Remember those corner coordinates we talked about? For drawing a square.
Oh, right.
Imagine teaching a computer to finish those squares.
It seems simple, but it shows how these models learn to get sequences,
Yeah.
which is key for transformers.
Like predicting the next step in a pattern.
Exactly.
But then they mention wide attention and, full disclosure, my attention span. Rarely wide. What's that about?
Well, imagine the AI trying to pay attention to everything at once,
Right.
like every single input.
Overwhelming much.
Right. Super inefficient. That's wide attention. Chapter 10 then goes to narrow attention. Each part of the AI focuses on something specific.
Okay, so instead of one chef trying to make a 5-course meal at once,
You have a team of specialists.
makes so much more sense.
Right. This shift, wide to narrow, that's huge, lets transformers process info without, exploring. And with AI, there's a lot of info.
Divide and conquer. But then it's chunking time, and I'm stuck on cookies again.
Think of it like, remember projecting those coordinates into higher dimensions, like a shadow puppet show?
Yeah.
Instead of the whole hand, the AI focuses on chunks of the shadow, like the fingers, the head. That's chunking.
So it analyzes the shadow puppet data, not the raw data. Sneaky.
It's brilliant.
But we've got multiple chunks now, right? Multiple chefs, multiple AI parts. How does it all come together?
That's where it gets really cool. The book talks about stacking these encoder and decoder layers,
Stack.
like layers of a cake. Each one adds more expertise, builds on what's below it.
So more layers, smarter AI.
Exactly. This depth, that's what gives transformers their power.
So we're stacking layers of AI like a delicious cake I'm in. But, and I'm sure there's a but, doesn't adding more and more layers make things more complex? Like, what if the AI gets lost in all those layers?
It's a great question and a real challenge. It's called the vanishing gradients problem.
Vanishing gradients. Okay, sounds ominous.
A bit, yeah. Basically, as models get deeper, that signal, the one that helps them learn, it can get weaker.
Like a game of telephone.
Exactly. The message gets muddled. Imagine training a dog with a treat, right? But with each trick, the treat gets smaller. Eventually, the dog's like, not worth it.
And we definitely don't want our AI losing motivation. So how do we keep that signal strong? Make sure the message gets through.
That's where techniques like layer normalization come in. Remember our corner coordinates?
Of course, our AI's favorite shapes.
Right. So imagine each coordinate, they're comparing themselves to the others, trying to figure out their importance. Layer normalization is like, hey now, you're all valuable no matter your size.
Love that. No coordinate left behind.
Exactly. It prevents any one feature from dominating the learning process.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about those projections or embeddings the book mentions? Are those part of this coordinate pep talk too?
Absolutely. Think of embeddings as giving each coordinate a cool new outfit.
Stylish coordinates. I like it.
Right. It changes how they look, but not what they are. And this helps them stand out, be more distinct, which makes layer normalization even more effective.
Because a confident coordinate is a well-dressed coordinate. But this all sounds, well, pretty complex.
It is, but the good news is, deep learning with PyTorch step by step, they wouldn't leave us hanging. The book shows us how PyTorch has tools for this, building transformers.
Phew, thank goodness. So we don't have to reinvent the AI wheel.
Exactly.
Still, I'm guessing there's always a learning curve. Anything we should watch out for?
One thing is, PyTorch might do things a little differently than the book describes.
Different recipes, same dish.
Yeah, like that. We'll point those out as we go. But before we get too far, we got to talk about, well, images.
Right. Chapter 10, it takes this turn from sequences to something visual. We're talking vision transformers now, but images aren't exactly sequences, are they?
That's where things get really clever.
Oh, I love clever.
The book explains how we can take an image and think of a stained glass window.
Beautiful.
Right. Each piece of the window, that becomes our patch. And boom, suddenly the image is a sequence.
We tricked the system. But those patches are still just like pixels, yeah.
Right, but remember those patch embeddings we talked about, like giving our coordinates outfit?
Or in fashion show.
Exactly. We do that here too. Give each image patch a makeover. Project it into a new representation, something the transformer can work with.
So the pixels get all gussied up for the AI world.
Think of it that way. And the book uses a really cool example. Classifying images of lines, like pointing in different directions. It's simple, but it proves transformers can actually see and understand visual stuff, not just words or numbers.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
But how does it actually do that? Classify the image, I mean. What's the secret sauce?
It's all about the CLS token. Think of it like a special guest at a party. All those image patches, they're the party goers.
I'm picturing very stylish pixels now.
Of course. So the CLS token, it hangs out at the beginning, and its job is to understand the whole party.
Just by observing.
Yeah, it learns a representation that captures, like, the essence of the image.
It's like the AI equivalent of a party photographer, capturing the vibe.
Exactly. That's how the transformer figures out how to classify it. Pretty amazing, bro.
We went from drawing squares to AI that can analyze parties. I feel like we've leveled up our understanding today.
Absolutely. And that's the key. Once you get these core concepts, the applications are endless.
This deep dive has been incredible. It's amazing how these complex AI ideas, once you break them down.
They're not so intimidating, right?
Exactly. And that's what we love to do here, make this stuff accessible. So for you, our listeners, here's a little something to think about. If transformers can learn from images and text, what else could they be trained on? The possibilities, they're really out there.